What's going on, everybody? I've been asked about this topic a few times. When I'm out and I'm not home and I want to keep my car clean, or I'm going to an event, or whatever the case may be, you always want to make sure you have something in your car, especially if your car's clean and you want to keep it that way. So what I do is I have a bag with just a few things that I like to keep on hand at any given time. It's nothing totally in-depth, it's nothing crazy, but it's just something where if something were to happen, I would have it. So basically, I just want to show you the bag real quick. We'll talk about some of the products that I have. We'll talk about the bottles that I put them in, and we'll talk about the towels. And then that's it. I got this bag on sale a long time ago from Auto Geek, and it's a black fire bag. What's cool about this bag is it's got a Velcro top that lifts off, and it can lift completely off. It's got a very sturdy handle. Now, what I love about this, it's got pouches, 2 on each side, 4 here that can fit, I believe, up to 32-ounce bottles. Inside, we've got a pretty deep area here and more storage, little bands. There's more storage here. There's even some storage here where if you want to sort things. Now, what's cool about this is the back. The back has a pouch. The pouch comes down, and then there's even more storage, which is usually where I keep some of the microfibers that I don't want to keep inside that. Okay, so that's the bag. Again, you can do any bag you want. You can do a milk crate for all I care. I just wanted to show you what I had. Oh, and the last cool little thing, it's got little Velcro things. So say you want to carry some kind of brush or something, if you want to carry even that like extended window cleaner thing, you can put that there, and you can carry this on your shoulder, which is awesome. But all that aside, let's get into what I carry typically in my bag. The first product I actually got as a sample. It's pretty good. There are better things out there, but because I got it in a sample bottle, I keep it with me. Now, this is by a chemical guys. It's a colorless, odorless APC. So basically it says it's pH balanced neutral cleaning solution. So I'll keep this in my bag because of the size. God forbid something ever happened and I need to have an all-purpose cleaner, I have one. Now again, this is in no particular order. Now, I've bought these online. This is just a citrus squash, which is one of my favorite air fresheners. If your car's starting to smell like shit, or if you have a road trip and one of your friends has BO, someone farted in the car, anything can happen. You spray this a little bit on the carpets, not much because it's pretty concentrated, and the car will smell good again. Now, you don't have to use any of this stuff, any of these bottles, any of these bags. This is just a guideline of what I have. This is good to have because I can fix smells. The next thing I like to carry, which I don't know if I'd ever use, but for instance, say I'm out at a car show and something happens and I want to do a no rinse. Now, I know this is not the bottle that this came in. This is actually a no rinse wash and wax bottle. I used all of that. I didn't like it, so I filled it with the regular Optimum no rinse product. Now, all I would need is to have a bucket, which I usually carry some kind of sealed bucket with me if I need to. So technically, if you want, you can avoid the bag. Have a sealed bucket with the towels in it and just these products. And, you know, all you would need is access to water to do a no rinse wash, which is awesome. Now, the next 4 products make sense to me because they basically cover everything that I would think could happen. We'll go with the first one. One of my favorite waterless wash products, Ultima Waterless Wash Plus. I have it already diluted. This is definitely enough for me to do the whole car. God forbid I needed to do the whole car. If I need to clean the wheels, I can clean the wheels with this. I guess I could clean basically anything with this product, and I trust this product to get off something that would definitely bother me to be on the paint for the rest of the day. The reason I have waterless wash and rinseless wash is just in case something happened. I'm preparing for a freaking apocalypse, you know what I mean? You never know what's gonna happen out there. I have both. This is probably way more practical. The next product we're gonna talk about, we're just gonna break up the order here. Right here. I talk about interior cleaners. I usually use only one of two interior cleaners. I usually use either Adam's interior cleaner or Chemical Guy's inner clean. So for this, I have my Adam's interior cleaner. I don't have a whole lot of it because you don't really need a ton, so it's only filled up about halfway. But God forbid something happens in the interior. I actually had an instance where somebody got into my car and they were wearing like a tank top and got their freaking deodorant on my freaking seat. I mean, you don't know what could happen. You don't know. Somebody's nasty freaking pits got deodorant on my shit. So I had to get that off, and I had this. Awesome. Next thing, Meguiar's glass cleaner. This is the concentrate I talked about. It's good to have. It's just in case. I mean, technically you could use Ultima waterless. I usually like to have a dedicated glass cleaner. It doesn't take up much space. This is a tiny bottle, so I have this in there. And finally, say you're out. This is not really so much for me, but you know, this bag applies to anybody. I usually have a spray wax, so I do take this when I go on trips with my wife's vehicle. So this has a big factor with that, so it's smart. Last thing we're going to talk about, the towels. What kind of towels do you want to carry? I'll break it down real quick on what kind of towels I have. Number one, I have a 16 by 24 waffle weave. Waffle weaves are good to have just in case you have to absorb a lot of liquid. It's good to have those. I have 3 other 16 by 24 plush premium microfiber towels. Why do you want to have those towels? Because I said so. Those towels are awesome to have. They're large. You can cover a lot of surface area with these towels, and they don't take up as much space as having a ton of 16 by 16 towels. Speaking of 16 by 16 towels, here we go. I have 3 premium plush 16 by 16 towels. Now, I know everybody's like, oh, why don't you use the same colors? I use different colors just in case I'm out and about, and for whatever reason, one towel touched bird shit. I know that that specific color was the one that touched bird shit, and I'm not smothering my paint with that same towel. And I know it doesn't make a total amount of sense, but to me it does. What's the next thing I carry? These. I got these off of the Rag Company. I believe they're called Pluffles. They're basically soft waffle weave type drying towels. I like them. They're 16 by 16 just in case I do have to do an ONR. Just in case I do a waterless wash and I go over the panel, I'll dry it with this and it's good. The last towel you want to have, and probably the most important and cheapest, are your throwaway towels from BJ's. You get the pack of like 50 for like $24 or whatever the hell it is. They're cheap, they're crappy. You don't want to ever use these under paint, but if you have to clean your wheels, if you have to clean your door jambs, your engine bay, your exhaust tips, if anything comes up and you need to use this, it's good to have this because you don't want to use your good towels on crap like that. The final thing I want to talk about is the bottle. I found these not long ago and I'm actually quite in love with them. The spray head could use a little tweaking just from the actual sprayer, but it might just be from the cap. What I like about this is it fits in your hand really well. It's almost kind of like a gun where it just sits in that spot and it's comfortable. Now here, the actual trigger has grooves for your fingers, so it's nice. It feels good. I actually like the shape, and my bottles are 8-ounce bottles. I don't want to carry 16 and 24-ounce bottles. I feel like it takes up more space, and say I make a sharp turn, the weight of the liquid in those bottles will topple the bag or whatever the case may be. It's not convenient for me to carry heavy bottles. Right here you see the products I'm using. I'm going to show you in a split second about the equivalence of what I would have had to carry if I would have used like the regular bottles. If I were to carry these bottles, this would make a problem. And now I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, why'd you put them in these bottles? These bottles are garage bottles. When you're mixing them, I usually do 16, 22, or 32-ounce bottles, and I base my dilution ratios off of that. That goes especially true when it comes to my Chemical Guy bottles because it has the dilution ratio chart on the side. So I'll always have this done, or say you have a 16-ounce bottle. That's how I bought it, you know what I mean? So I'll put it in the smaller bottle, and now I've got an 8-ounce or a 4-ounce, depending on what you have over there. You can have those 4-ounce sample bottles with the small misters. I prefer a trigger handle myself, but you know, there are options. So this is how my bag currently stands as it is right now. One of the things you want to always know is that you can always add and subtract from this, you know what I mean? There's no right or wrong. So I just have it the way I have it because I'm a kook. Just because it's a car bag doesn't mean it has to be like messy and stuff. And what's good about this bag is there's so much more room inside of here. Get that off there. There's just so much room. So I could take anything along with me. If I want to carry something else, if I want to bring an extra product with me, that bottle can go in here, so I could carry a larger bottle if I want. And usually what I do is I keep the 16 by 16s inside, and in the back I'll have my 16 by 24s. And you can also slide those far over. This way you also have even more space here just in case you want to use it, but I usually don't. That's basically it. I usually don't use the shoulder strap, so I'll probably most times just keep it tucked inside like that. I leave this like this, so you can leave this in your car the way it is, and when you leave out you can open that. Now you've got a handle that you can carry. And you know, like I said, it could be any bag. It could be a freaking milk crate. It could be one of these wash buckets with a gamma seal. You know, you can put the towels on the bottom, the products in the middle, and you can put more towels on the top of it so it doesn't make much noise. You could do anything you want. All I'm saying is, if you want to be smart about it and you keep your car clean and you want to be prepared for every situation, especially if you're going to car shows or meets, it's good to be a little prepared. What I'm going to do is put a link to these bottles in the description. I did get them on Amazon. I believe they were like $20 for like 12 of them or something like that. But again, like I said, you can use any size bottle, you can use any type of bottle, you can use a bottle from any company, so there's no right or wrong here. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, way up, and you know, subscribe for more if you aren't already. Thanks a lot. Bye.